To paraphrase a famous quote, winning isn't everything, but it may not even be a thing. In the world of historical board gaming and wargaming, there are certain themes that are shared by most games. A set of rules, a place where the action takes place, a system to determine combat, and how to win. Achieving victory in a game provides a clear goal for all players to pursue. Whether it is a solitaire experience, two-player encounter, or multiplayer game that is competitive or cooperative, victory conditions are the focus of the game. Victory is the goal. It is easy to define and provides the focus for play. But what about games in which victory is not the most important aspect? Games that provide a different type of focus where the experience of playing becomes more important than achieving victory. There are many examples of games that focus on providing the most immersive experience. Most of them are found in role-playing, whether you create characters and go on bold adventures with your friends, to exploring dungeons or settling disputes in the Old West. However, most games in the wargaming or historical board gaming field place the most emphasis on achieving victory. Such games are geared toward recreating a historical event, getting the number of troops and their capabilities accurate, and creating an accurate setting, all in a playable format. And while the experience is certainly part of the game, it is not the focus of the game. To expand the experience, the focus must be on the story. A story that is unique to each game that you play. And there are different types of war games that achieve this type of purpose. Perhaps the most famous of the narrative war games, at least in terms of historical importance, is B-17 Queen of the Skies, an out-of-print game by Avalon Hill. The game itself consists of a basic map, but the focus is on the many different charts in which the player will experience takeoff and landing in a B-17. That is, the plane is going down to the ground one way or the other. That represents the full experience of flying a mission over Europe during World War II. You start by setting the scene, which consists of the year that the mission takes place, and putting the crew aboard the plane. After that, virtually every decision is handled by the dice and charts. About the most control you have is deciding which German planes your crew will fire upon when attacked, but otherwise, you're along for the ride. It is possible to experience a rare, catastrophic event before you leave England. It is also possible to successfully complete your mission without a scratch. To play B-17, it requires a different mindset compared to the standard type of game in which you have far more options as to what your forces can do. For many, it can be quite difficult to roll dice, consult the charts, sit back, and let your fate play out, especially when the instinct is to make decisions and have your fate decided by your actions. While B-17 and its successors bring a pure narrative approach to gaming, there is another type of system that also achieves the same goal through an entirely different approach. The Warfighter system by DVG consists of several core sets that provide the setting for your efforts when leading a team of fellow soldiers into battle. Warfighter is not a traditional war game in that it does not feature a map, the scale is man-to-man, and the missions are not meant to duplicate the battles that took place, but rather focus on the personal experiences as seen by the soldiers themselves. In the game, you build a team consisting of individual soldiers to carry out a mission across a series of location cards. When you reach the objective, you must complete its requirements to win the game. But it is the experience in taking your soldiers across the locations that is the heart of the game. Hostiles will pop up at the placement of a location card, but the exact number cannot be predicted. This means you might face one group of hostiles or several. Your challenges may be easily handled or overwhelming. In other words, your level of control is regulated to what you can do in the moment, while keeping in mind that the mission that you must complete may require you not to use some of your weapons or gear, such as grenades. Each mission plays out like a story. The chapters are written in terms of the challenges your team faces, which includes heroes and those who do little to nothing. The narrative is quite strong in that your soldiers react as individuals facing new, unexpected threats on the way to the objective. And that is in large part due to the ability to create your own team, You select the soldiers who come up with basic but variable attributes such as their health, movement, and different skills and abilities. While the range is limited, the small differences combined with the name and the photo make for creating a unique character. In addition, the unpredictability of the type and number of hostiles makes each mission unique. I have had missions where my team waltzes to the objective with little opposition, while other missions had a tidal wave of hostiles tearing my team to bits. But all missions create a story. They all provide you with an experience that can be told and retold, which lives well beyond the end of the mission. It is true that all games create a narrative in some form. Commanding large number of troops from a distance does create a story, but it is less personal. You view the spectacle from a place that removes you from the battle itself. But relatively few in wargaming are personalized to a specific character or team. You are now in the middle of the conflict. You only see what surrounds you. You can only react to the moment and make the best of the situation. B-17 and Warfighter are two of several examples of how the focus is on the narrative and not the victory conditions. And while completing the missions provides the course your fate will take, it is the story created by your efforts that is the focus of the game. Thank you for watching. You can find more videos on how to play games, along with rules explanations, play examples, unboxings, and more when you subscribe to the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. In addition, there is a monthly Speak Out and Play podcast which is posted on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel on the last Wednesday of each month. The audio version comes out 48 hours earlier on Buzzsprout and Spotify. At least one new video is released every week, so I will see you next Wednesday.